this, so we'll
Okay.
do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us here at She Said That Out Loud. My name is Amina. I am the owner of I Am Supernatural. And today we have a special guest. Our featured guest today is Miss Joan Williams. She's the founder and CEO of United Tax Service located in Orange, California. She is a California certified and IRS registered tax preparer, a born entrepreneur, and has been providing tax and accounting services for over 2 decades, specializing in small business. So today she's going to share with us tips and strategies for saving on your income tax returns, both business and personal. Without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Joan Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, I am so glad that you said yes today to talk to us, because I know that the tax season is coming up and there's a lot of, this is just what I think. I think that, well, you know what, I'm going to speak from my perspective. There's a lot that I don't know when it comes to taxes, because it's just overwhelming. And so first off, let's talk about your business. So who came up with the tagline, "We make life less taxing"?
That was me. I did that. People
So what
like that.
inspired you to start your business in tax accounting and come up with that tagline? Tell us what happened.
I've always kind of gone with the flow almost all my life. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12. I've been doing all kinds of things, and when the opportunity came up to take over the name United Tax Service, um, I had just taken a class on branding. So I said, okay, I'm going to brand myself. So that tagline was invented. My email address, joanw.taxprep, was invented. The logo, I had the logo done. And just kind of right from the beginning, that was 2009. And my office is red, white, and blue. I wear red, white, and blue when I go networking. I have a lot of blue things to wear, and name badge with the flag on it, flag everywhere. And it's just kind of happened just very organically.
Well, you actually started doing taxes in 2002. I heard you say 2009, but you started your business in 2009.
Right, right.
But prior to that, what were you doing?
Oh yeah, I'd done all kinds of things. I got into taxes because I was in a network marketing company, and I already knew from experience from being an entrepreneur and doing Schedule C. I already knew what the legitimate tax deductions were. And I was telling my friends in the network marketing company, you go out and you break bread after a meeting and that. And we were talking. I said, well, you can write off your tires and your miles and your meals and coffee at Starbucks and all. And they said, wow, you know a lot about taxes. Will you take a look at my taxes? So that's kind of how it started. And I wanted to make some money at it, so I took the class and got certified, and just started working for a tax office, Jackson Hewitt, which is an offspring from H&R Block. So the H in H&R is Hewitt. So they had a difference in philosophy, and Mr. Hewitt started his own, and I just kind of fell into it and loved doing it. But at the time I was in Idaho and I wanted to move back to Southern California, where I'm from, all my family. So when I came back here, I was working in uh, the network marketing company as a business consultant and looking for starting up my tax business. Ended up partnering with somebody for a couple of years, and then inherited the name United Tax Service, and just kind of said, okay, from this point on, it's just me. And building a team of assistants to help, and so that I can help more clients.
Wow. So it all started when you told a friend or a relative, I can't remember, do you know you can write off these tires and your Starbucks
Yep.
and everything? And that just started, that was the spearhead that started the business.
That's how it started. And I got the knowledge because being an entrepreneur, right out of high school, I got a job at a bank. And my friend, another teller at the bank, we were making things and trying to sell them at the swap meet. And I meant that to be a real business. And so I did the Schedule C. I had expenses, very little income, showed a loss. It was my first tax return. I'm 19 years old, and it was audited. The IRS said, wait a minute, you've never worked before. What are you doing showing a loss? And blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know how to defend it, but I just said, okay, this now I know how important it is to keep track and have your receipts and all. They were being nasty, and I didn't appreciate that, and I just said I'll never let that happen again. And so I've always been knowledgeable and just keep adding to the knowledge. For the average person, you say the word taxes and they just get, oh, I don't want to think about it. But for me, because I've been in it for most of my life now, it's easier for me to just keep up on it and keep learning and growing. And now I can do taxes for estates and trusts and nonprofits and corporation, all different kinds of corporation, up to a point. There, companies get to be where they're big enough and they've got a CFO and they've got accounting people. They're going to have their taxes are going to be a lot more complicated. But for most part, I can do the small business up to a few employees, and that's kind of my specialty. That's where my heart is. Having been an entrepreneur all my life, I just really want to help entrepreneurs.
Wow. So because of a tax audit, that helped you become a tax expert.
Yep. That's how yep. It only takes one time
Yeah,
for someone to ask you a question you can't answer.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so what are some common overlooked tax deductions or credits we should be aware of?
Oh boy, that's a big question. That's huge. There's what I
Just give us
a couple, just a couple. Well, your car. There's two ways to write off your car, and it's between advertising and products, materials, and then your car. So those are usually the three biggest categories. They're the ones that the IRS is going to look at, because people tend to fudge on their miles if they think they can get away with it. But there's two ways to write off your car. One is just so much a mile. For 2023, it's 65 and a half cents a mile. So if you drive 10,000 miles for your business, that's $6,500 you can deduct from your revenue, your total income. And that's huge, for a lot of people. That's just the start. And then your advertising, but also your home office. That's a big one, because so many of us now are working from home more than ever. And so you just take a percentage of whatever where you live, your home or apartment, whether you're renting or buying. You take your percentage, how much of that is your home office, and then whatever your expenses are, your rent or your mortgage interest, your utilities, and that percentage you can deduct also from your income. And if you have a business, the IRS is going to think it's weird if you don't write off your home office. So you want to do it. And there's even a safe harbor, $5 a square foot, you're done. So if you've got a 10 by 10 bedroom, that's $500 right there. You can lop off your income. And but a couple of more obscure that most people don't know about: if you have an LLC, you can hire your spouse and pay them whatever salary you want. And that can come off of your income. If you were going to give it to the spouse anyway to help pay your personal bills, why not pay it as a salary so that your rent, because your rent isn't going to be tax deductible, but your salary paid to your kids and your spouse, that would be tax deductible. So it's just a matter of knowing, having someone that knows how to do that. You have to have an LLC. You can't just be a DBA or a sole proprietor. But and then the other big one that I really would like to see more business owners do is putting away, contributing to their retirement. It's so easy to set up a retirement fund, and it's so important. If you don't have uh, a certain amount set aside to live on later when you can't work, you're going to be in big trouble, and you don't want to have to depend on Social Security. It'll never be enough. It was never intended to be enough. It was supposed to supplement income, and when Social Security was invented, people would retire and then go live with their children, and so they didn't need a lot of income. So it's oh, don't get me started on retirement. it's it's very, very important, and there's so many plans for self-employed people to have a retirement plan, and it's just super important. So I hope you'll interview a financial planner to help with that part.
Okay, okay. I'll make a note of that. I do know a few financial advisors.
There you go.
So
There you go.
yes, that's a good idea. And
Yeah.
so what or how do you feel you help your clients the most?
Oh, I would say first, especially it seems like because I do taxes, but in order to do taxes for someone who haven't done them for a while, we have to do what we call forensic accounting. And it just seems like, well, just this last week I picked up two new clients haven't filed for 5 years. It was so overwhelming, they couldn't think about it. There was COVID, the parents were ill, and all kinds of stuff. So that happens, and people fall behind. So first thing is I tell them, breathe. It's okay. I'm here now. I'm going to help you. And invariably, near the end of the conversation, I get, oh, I feel so much better. And that just warms my heart. So that's the first thing, is helping them to understand that it's okay. Yeah, I am fine. Call the IRS often, 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And it's not an emotionally terrifying thing for me. I've done it for so long. I recognize some of their names and voices. So I help with that part, just making it easier. That's why my tagline is, we make it less taxing. I really do want to make it easier for the person to feel like it's going to be okay. We're going to get it done. Um, and the other thing is just education. I've found that so many people don't have a clue, and it's a travesty in our society that there is so much financial illiteracy, and I'm kind of on a personal mission to alleviate that too. I'm working on putting together some seminars and some recordings that I could say, here, watch this. This is about this and that, because so many people, they just don't have a clue. And to me, when it's money, yes, it's emotional, but if you can't sit down and do a worksheet and figure out what your net worth is, you're in big trouble. You're going to be in big trouble, because you don't have a clue where you're going. You don't know where you are. And if you're getting closer to 50 and 60, and you don't have a plan for your life, for your future, that's just scary. So I really feel like it's education is huge. I like training. I like helping my clients learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Education is huge, and you've taught me a lot just in this little bit of time that we've had together. Can you, because I know that you mentioned earlier how important it is to write things down. So can you provide some type of guidance on how to properly track and document expenses for tax
Absolutely.
purposes?
You bet. Yeah, that's huge. That's one of the first things that I realized uh, everyone needs to help with. Um, Before the internet, uh, I was using, I was just collecting my receipts, right? And when I realized that, your Schedule C, there's 2 pages, but the first page hasn't changed since it was invented. And I don't know how long, in the 30s or 40s. And and so there's things on there that every business is going to spend money on: advertising, paying professionals like your accountant and an attorney, meals. They used to say meals and entertainment, can't write off entertainment so much now. Supplies, materials. If you make things, you buy raw materials and you make things, and that's a whole another thing with inventory and all that. But realizing that the average person is not used to collecting receipts, and yet that's how you are going to total up what your expenses are. So there's apps now for your phone. There's all kinds. I suggest, I recommend one called Hurdler, and I can send you a link that you can post for everyone. But yeah, now he's calling me, so I gotta just send him a text real quick.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'll have to remember where I left off when I was talking.
We were talking about
Uh,
apps for tracking receipts.
yeah, being interviewed. Here's your CRD code. I need to get a code for him, and he's gonna he's gonna jump on my other computer and uh, code. Sorry to do that to you. I've been trying to reach him for days to get this
Oh my goodness.
fixed. 07380189. Okay, that should do it. When he gets on there, I'll know, and he can go and do what he's got to do.
Okay, we're about to wrap up. So you were talking about tracking your receipts in an app.
The app. And so I will give you that link for that. But I love that because it tracks your miles. It's on your phone. So your GPS, it knows when you're moving. So if it's with you in the car, it's going to say, okay, you started at this red light and until you parked. And those are segments, and you can swipe right, swipe left if it's for business or for personal. And it automatically does that. And then you can link your business account. That's the number one thing to tell everybody is have a separate account for your business. All your income goes in there, all your business expenses go out. And if you need to take some out for what we call an owner's draw for your profit that you're living on, transfer it to your personal account and then pay your personal bills. Don't pay your car payments and your car insurance with the business account. Use a business account just for business. And so you can link that to this app, and then you can categorize your expenses, so that at the end of the year you can just say, I want the report, and you're done. It's so much easier for the average person. You don't have to know accounting or anything, just use the app. And if you have expenses, the other thing is, if you have expenses, cash expenses, no receipt up to $75, it's okay. Just document it in Hurdler. Just say, I didn't have a receipt. So parking, a lot of times, you pay cash for parking. That's how you can document it. As long as you're documenting date, amount, where it was, what it was for, then it's a legitimate expense that you can write off. So that's really just this right now. What we've already framed is um, where it starts. And then, there's a lot more to what I do, but I think that's going to give you a really good start there for your listeners.
Okay. And so if someone wanted to reach you and reach out to you, how could they reach you?
The best would be my website, unitedtaxservice.us, like Uncle Sam. So we've got Aunt Iris, IRS, and Uncle Sam. So unitedtaxservice.us. There's you can contact me through there with emails. You can write when you get on that website. There's a red button that says send us a file if you have something you want to have looked at or you want me to do your returns. That's where everybody puts it's a portal. It's it's much more secure. I won't even accept documents now by email. It's just not safe. So you want to put it in the portal that way. So
Okay.
that's the best way to reach me.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us, to help us along this tax journey, because it's coming up. It's never ending. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and I look forward to you coming back. Will you come back?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.